Hello gamers, back in the good old days, fighting games were one of the main attractions on arcades, but the good news is that they live on through console and PC. Considering you can use special controllers and still enjoy those sweet graphics that only PC can really give you, that is probably the best platform for these games nowadays. Whether you're looking for a traditional one-on-one 2D fighter, an arena brawler, a platform party game, or a frantic tag team affair, the current fighting game genre is diverse and action-packed. Here are the top fighting games you can play right now on your PC. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Number 11. Killer Instinct. When Killer Instinct debuted for Windows 10 in March 2016, it represented the latest chapter in the continued PC fighting game renaissance. With its arrival, Microsoft's one-on-one game of fisticuffs joined the likes of Guilty Gear, The King of Fighters, Street Fighter, and other high-profile series that now grace the personal computer. Killer Instinct has a combo-heavy engine that caters to both novices and pros, incredibly detailed graphics that boast ridiculous particle effects, and an over-the-top NBA Jam-like announcer who screams your accomplishments at the top of his lungs. The game is a bit outdated, but it's okay. Number 10. Injustice 2. As a fighting game, it is very much fun to play in general, and the gameplay graphics are also nice. It is a AAA game after all. It sometimes feels like MK11 in some instances with similar character moves etc., and even the visual aesthetics and maps etc. But nevertheless a game you will not be bored playing for sure. It also has some pretty cool DLCs that come with the Legendary Edition, or you can just buy them as extras, which makes the game even more unlocked and interesting. Great fun gameplay, nice graphics, good story. Played through it in only 5 hours, but I can see myself coming back to this very often. Number 9. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 pits Marvel's superheroes against Capcom's video game characters in a frantic 3 vs. 3 tag team brawl. The 48 character head count is impressive, but it's the individual characters and visual aesthetic that truly make the game shine. Marvel's side has several popular and obscure characters. The comic book style graphics, with their bright colors and heavy black lines, gives Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 an eye-popping look. In terms of gameplay, the game builds upon its Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds predecessor by including a 3-button control scheme, the momentum-changing X-Factor mechanic, and retooled aerial combat. A fun and active game, and an excellent add to any fighting game player's library. But if you're buying this for the online, don't. They haven't fixed anything. Number 8. Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V did not have a great launch. The fundamentals were there from the start with a great core fighting system, but a dearth of content and characters meant that it felt like an incomplete game, a criticism series producer Yoshinori Ono has copped to. But while it took too long to get there, 2018's Arcade Edition release saw the game finally achieve its full potential. That said, this is still Street Fighter, and Street Fighter is still the standard all other fighting games are measured against. So if you want to understand fireballs, combos, and specials, never mind footsies and frame data, you start with Street Fighter, and 5 continues the traditions we've been building since the World Warrior hit arcades all those years ago. Number 7. Soul Calibur 6. Soul Calibur has always had one big differentiator to other fighting games, and that's its focus on weaponry. Each fighter wields their preferred armament in battle, which provides a suite of unique moves and strategies. Those swinging a massive blade, like Nightmare Siegfried, have a far reach and hit exceptionally hard, while combatants wielding nimbler weapons like Taki or Raphael resort to quicker strikes and spry movement. Like its Bandai Namco-developed counterpart Tekken, Soul Calibur 6 takes place on a 3D plane, allowing for sidesteps and even freely running around the battlefield. Soul Calibur 6 certainly sets itself apart from everything else in the genre, but it's easily one of the most fun games available now. Number 6. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ may not be the first good Dragon Ball game, but it's certainly the first great one. Arc System Works has leveraged its experience in some of the most technically complex fighting games on the market to build a sumptuous title that keeps the depth of the best brawlers while staying accessible. And the studio did it with one of the most beloved series in anime, showing plenty of love and care to every character in the Dragon Ball FighterZ roster. For Dragon Ball fans, FighterZ is a slick tribute to the series, from its gorgeous anime aesthetic to the matchup-specific intro and finish cutscenes. Its beautiful design, intense combat, and accessible control scheme add up to a game that anyone can jump into for Super Saiyan thrills. Number 5. Mortal Kombat 11. The coolest fighting game and has the best game storylines ever. You don't have to play online to enjoy it, you can plug a controller or more to play with a friend or sibling and have fun together. Considering its success back in the 90s. In those days, the game used to shock for its realistic violence, blood and gore, which at the time were unseen in a video game. On this front, Mortal Kombat 11 doesn't fall behind, reaching new heights of brutality. Mortal Kombat 11 continues the series' tradition of chop-socky action and otherworldly mysticism to lay the foundation for military operatives, ninjas, gods, and monsters to punch each other squarely in the face. With its character customization, HDR10 support, smooth animations, and new offensive and defensive meters, you can easily say Mortal Kombat 11 is the best Mortal Kombat game to date. Number 4. The King of Fighters 14. The King of Fighters 14 is the newest entry in the acclaimed The King of Fighters series of fighting games. Led by veteran creator and Fatal Fury creator Yasuyuki Oda, King of Fighters 14 takes the iconic gameplay that the series is known for while implementing new 3D visuals, a first for a mainline entry in the series. Featuring a robust roster of 50 characters in the base game along with 4 DLC characters, including both returning fan favorites and new characters, this entry is perfect for veterans and newcomers alike. Definitely not as hard as any other King of Fighters game, but it's still very fun. Number 3. Skullgirls Second Encore. Many years ago this game debuted. 8 years later and it's still fun to play. Just like almost any fighting game, you have to practice a lot and spend hours on the lab, or just fighting against bots if you want to become good, however you can still play it casual and have a nice experience. Playing it with friends is fun and you get many laughs. Gorgeous hand-drawn animations that help to understand what's going on, unlike many pixel art fighting games. Diverse cast of characters with unique gameplay, tools, and a lot of personality. I am not a professional player or anything like that, but I can assure you that if you like fighting games, or you just want to try something new, give it a chance, and you will have fun playing Skullgirls. Number 2. Guilty Gear Strive. The Guilty Gear series reigns as the king of anime-style fighting games due to its gorgeous art style and a rich, demanding, and lightning-quick combat system. Unfortunately, its oceanic depth and mountainous skill ceiling proved inaccessible to the casual player until now. With Strive, developer Arc System Works streamlines the series' unique combat mechanics to make them more newcomer-friendly while retaining the older game's creative richness. Strive comes with fewer extra modes than its predecessors, but there is a lot to love in this PC game, including astounding visuals, impressive character play styles, and snappy, lag-free online play, courtesy of top-tier rollback netcode. This game is the beginning of a new era, reuniting old and new gamers together into a future of fighting games for everybody. Number 1. Tekken 7. Tekken 7 is an incredibly tense game of jabs, feints, and sidesteps because any hit may lead to a long combo sting. Tekken 7 is billed as the end of the saga, and the cinematic flourishes of its big and ridiculous story mode seep into the actual fights too. Slow-motion close-ups punctuate each battle's tensest moments, and the series' stony-faced cast of fighters are just as grimly determined to throw each other into volcanoes as ever. But it's not just about the bombast. Tekken remains the most competitive 3D fighter out there, with robust tactical battles that reward strong technical play with impressive combos and insane damage. It's that beautiful combination of high-drama visuals and deep complex mechanics that makes Tekken one of the most exhilarating fighting games on the planet. Thanks for watching the video. And if you find the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.